Tug of War World Championships is brought to you by the South African Tug of War Federation. Competitors from around the world gathered at the University of Pretoria Sports Ground for the Tug of War World Championships. This is the fourth time that South Africa hosts this international event, and 2010 also marks the 50th anniversary of the Tug of War International Federation.
The World Championships in countries like South Africa here is run over 4 days. The first 2 days, in your case Wednesday and Thursday, we have competitions, world club competitions, whereby people come along from South Africa and maybe pulling as Paarl or Wellington or Johannesburg or wherever, and they pull in those for 2 days. Then of course very often the same pullers will put on a green Springbok jersey or an English white jersey or whatever, and they will be then a select squad be representing their country on your case Friday and Saturday. We have some countries here who have their national squad, that is it. There'll be some other countries, perhaps the majority, whose open teams, club teams, will compete in the first 2 days, and then they will maybe select a squad from those teams or already have a club team which will come forward and represent as a country. It's a mixed bag and depends very much on how the sport operates in that particular country.
For the first time at a World Championship event, competitors were weighed individually prior to the competition. It's essential that the total combined weight of the 8 team members is not more than the weight category in which they participate.
Now we have one weigh-in for the full days. Each puller is weighed. His weight is recorded, is put in the computer program, and that's that puller's weight for the duration of the championships. Then he takes his weight to his coach and he enters him on a team list, which is turned back into us, and then we put him in a draw for the competition. You have 7 pullers on the team plus an anchor man, which makes up the team, and the whole team must weigh less or equal to the weight class. The puller's weight is registered on the computer on our program, and each team is allowed 1 substitution during the competition, and the puller coming on must weigh equal to or less than the puller coming off. And the reason we did the individual weigh-in on 3 days before the competition is it's better for the health of the pullers, because a lot of the pullers try to get down as light as they can and maybe starve themselves, which is not a healthy atmosphere. So this was one of the reasons, the biggest reason really, we went to individual weighing prior to the competition.
In the 560 kilograms for junior men, South Africa was looking to clinch at least a bronze medal, having performed exceptionally well against some of the top teams in the round-robin knockout competition. They're up against a tough young team from Germany who won the first pool, scoring 1 point. The Germans like to drop and hold, hoping to wear down the opposition. Having to pull on much harder surfaces than what they've been used to in Europe, Germany have had to adapt their pulling technique to that of drop and drive. Driving with the legs, South Africa are showing lots of power and gaining ground, keeping Germany moving forward. Germany won the first pool in 1 minute 5 seconds, but it looks as though this one is going to be closer to 2 minutes. But this is no easy walk in the park. Germany offering lots of resistance from an equally good driving position. South Africa holds on and with great driving power gets the rhythm and momentum to pull the Germans off their feet in 1 minute 42 seconds. With equal score, the toss of the coin allows Germany to select the right-hand side of the field, where the digs or track seems to be better defined.
Dadelijk afstaan. Ons moet nie laat hulle die afstand kry nie, né? Dadelijk afstaan, Waldo.
The South African coach Nolly Stoffberg instructing his pullers to drop faster to get the advantage.
Hierso dadelijk. Swaarder om. Bly bo, bly bo. Bly bo, Matthias. Staan bo. Daai swaar drum.
South Africa drop and drive quickly, but they're at a disadvantage, having to pull from the side that is a lot more slippery. Germany certainly gets better grip in the digs on their side of the field, and South Africa has difficulty in holding Germany.
Daar sy. Net asem, rustig, meneer, Flippie, jy moet langs bly. Hier. Daar kom hy, Chip, verlof. Chip, nee, terug. Terug net, Anda, meneer, laat jou kry nie. Matthias, kyk aan die kant. Anda! Van daartoe. Hallo.
Nolly Stoffberg calls for straight arms and to get the feet moving quicker, encouraging his pullers to get the momentum going. Germany gets the weight of their upper bodies behind the legs, giving them more power to win this tough pull in 53 seconds.
Third and decisive game going to Germany. Germany are the winners of the bronze medal junior 560.
Of course, a big disappointment for South Africa to only come in fourth. We were, of course, hoping for a gold or at least a silver medal, but should be inspiration for the rest of the group to pick themselves now up and to really go for gold. Of course, in this specific World Championships, we are striving to better our world ranking, which is currently fourth, and we would like to increase that to at least a third place in general.
Erwartet nicht direkt, sagen wir mal gehofft, dass wir ins Halbfinale kommen, da ich ja ziemlich junge Burschen habe, mit 16 4 Stück, und das ist dann ein kleines Handicap. Aber man muss sagen, wir haben sich schön angestrengt. Das ist also erfolgreich abgeschlossenes Ding für dieses Jahr.
Switzerland walk away with a much-deserved gold in the 560-kilogram junior men's division, with Sweden in second place. South Africa just loses out to Germany, who take the bronze medal, having beaten South Africa 2-1. The best teams in the world expect to be judged by the best in the world. The top judges from the Tug of War International Federation go through a lot of training to ensure that fair play is maintained throughout the competition.
We're looking for fair play, and we're looking for infringements, that one team does not get an unfair advantage over the other team. If one team sits down, then the rope goes at an angle, and that will give an unfair advantage over the other team. So we would caution them on that. The grip should be palms uppermost with your palms together. The rope should be between the waist and the armpit there. Also the anchor men. In football, the football and hockey players, we give them lots of protection. In tug of war, we only allow them to have a little bit of protection, but we always penalise our last men. So we've just changed the rules just recently, that the anchor men can bring the rope down lower so it's not on their ribs, but it mustn't be hooked underneath their protection, but below their protection. The chief judge has allowed us to give one friendly warning just to show the team that we're watching them. But when they then have an infringement again, we award them the first caution. If they continue to infringe, we then give them the second and final caution, and then if they infringe again, we disqualify them and award the other end.
Working up towards a world competition, teams and individual pullers go through tough training sessions, and individual pullers have to be able to hold 120% of their own body weight for at least 5 minutes.
Ja, ons het maar gewoonlik 'n gewig wat ons 'n koekepan noem, wat optrek met die span se gewig in, wat ons dan verskillende persentasies van die span se gewig insit en dan dit op en af trek om 'n ander woord om oefening te kry. Dan is daar gewone liggaamsoefeninge. Die hele idee van toutrek is nie om spiere te bou nie, want ons trek onder gewig. So ons wil uithou vermoë op die spiere dat daar kry. So herhaling is die antwoord, nie die oormaat gewig op 'n slag nie. En dit is my hoofsaaklik. Dan sal fietsry, ons ry baie fiets in die afseisoen. Ons draf gereeld om die longkapasiteit te gee. So dit is 'n klomp goed wat saamwerk om by die punt te kom waar jy wil wees, maar die groot ding gaan die enigste skakel met die tou is jou hande. So die hande moet fiks kom en dan moet genoeg bloed by die arms kom om dit te kan doen. So as jy nie kontak met die tou verloor, dan verloor jy gewoonlik alles, want ek meen die liggaamsposisie alles gaan as jou hande nie die gewig kan dra nie.
Tug of War develops a culture of discipline and honest sportsmanship. As part of the Jack Cheetham Awards, Marion Roberts awarded the Tug of War Federation first prize and funding for sports development as part of their Adopt a School program.
The under-19 schools team was partially sponsored by Marion Roberts to come and attend the World Championships, and 14 schools also were sponsored to come and attend the World Club Championships this week. And so it's really to support the developmental teams to be able to participate in international competitions, which is the pinnacle of their sport, obviously. Our support of SA Tug of War is a 5-year contribution, and so through our funding we hope that they can over the 5 years grow the sport and take it to more disadvantaged communities, because one of the benefits of the sport is that it is a really low cost, low barrier to entry kind of sport, so it can make a difference in less wealthy communities. We're really delighted at the work that SA Tug of War are doing, and it is a Cinderella sport, so it doesn't naturally attract sponsorship, so we hope that they will develop more, particularly in the schools level. It really has a huge impact in schools and small communities.
In the newly established 600 kilogram mixed category, consisting of 4 men and 4 women in each team, it's South Africa up against Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei uses the drop and pull and then try to walk their opponents back. South Africa attacked right from the start with a drop and drive and proved to be tough competition for Chinese Taipei. The mixed team hold Chinese Taipei and gradually wear them down. The South African coach Jan Skuman encourages the mixed team to keep moving backwards. After all, that's what Tug of War is all about. Chinese Taipei tried to counter-attack, but South Africa outpulled them in both encounters to take 4th place. Going for gold, it's Netherlands up against Sweden, who won the first pull in 1 minute 38 seconds.
Steady! Pull!
Netherlands are quick to counter Sweden's drop-and-go tactics. The Swedes have shown great form right from the start. From the moment they pick up the rope, they have their backs straight, and they just hold and eventually wear Netherlands down. Sweden wins the second and final pull in 1 minute 6 seconds, giving them a well-deserved gold in the 600 kilogram mixed division. At a training camp held in Rawsonville just prior to the World Champs, we were able to catch up with Barbara Coetzee, who's been involved with Tug of War for many years. Barbara is one of the 4 ladies selected to represent South Africa in the 600 kilogram mixed division.
It was quite an experience at first, because for the whole year you prepare yourself for the women, and then suddenly they announce our names, now we're going to be with the men. And it was a whole different mindset that you had, to develop. And when we were with the men, it was like quite a challenge. It's very hard. It's much more harder than with the women, because the rope is more steadier, the weight is more heavier, and it's actually more nicer. I like it, pulling with the men. It makes me feel like more stronger. And I think I feel privileged to be in the men team. and to be chosen as a Springbok.
Tug of war is a tough sport that requires training throughout the year, not only on the field, but also in the gym. It's also about endurance, and Barbara Coetzee works out regularly in the gym to build strong leg and back muscles.
When we look at the selection for the mixed team, we specifically look at women that can fit in specifically with a style that's compatible with the men's style. Barbara specifically has excessive leg strength, and that fits well with the males that's in the team as well.
I think it's a challenge. It's very different from the ladies, you know, and because it's the first time the mixed team qualified to participate in the World Championship. I think for me it's such a privilege to be in the mixed team for the first time, you know, opening the doors for the future.
There's basically three issues that you look at in tug of war training. You look at the strength training specifically, you look at endurance training, you look at technique, and then of course the fourth one being mentally, where the gym is focused pretty much on strength training and then also on the circuit endurance to some extent. We specifically look at technique is our main focus at the actual training camp, and then also as a team together the strength compartment of the sport.
On the field, very hard. There it's mental, it's physical. In the gym, it's also hard. It's a different type of sport. I think I prepare myself, you know, just to become better on the field. You know, I gave my trainer in the gym a copy of the tape of some of the competitions. So he had to like work out which muscles he must now work out my program according, you know. Yeah, it's like workout. For 2 hours, it's workout. I concentrate on what I'm doing here, and on the field, I'm concentrating on what I have to do there.
Back in the World Champs, it's Netherlands taking on Germany in the 500 kilogram women's category. In the first pool, Germany were just too strong for Netherlands, who seem to have come back to offer a bit of resistance in the second and final pool. This young, up-and-coming German team has shown great form in the championship, but still have their work cut out for them against an equally strong team from Netherlands. Germany drive with the legs and are able to gain lots of ground over the Dutch. Lacking the power to drive, it's a big disappointment for Netherlands, who tried hard but were unable to hold on. For Germany, it's tears of joy as they take bronze in this 500 kilogram weight category. There was a lot of support for Chinese Taipei as they took on Sweden in the final. This was the matchup that everyone wanted to see. Chinese Taipei stamp out their rhythm, even when holding, and the long bouts seem to be taking their toll on the Swedes. The 500 kilogram Chinese Taipei team, made up of students from 2 high schools and 2 universities, were determined to win this one. Attacking from the go, they were able to get lots of ground on Sweden, who eventually ran out of steam. After defeating Germany 2-0 in the semi-final, Chinese Taipei clinches gold by beating Sweden 2-0 in the final. The win brought the team's gold medal tally in international competitions to 3 this year, having captured gold at the Indoor World Champs and the Asian Tug of War Champs in South Korea.
The Chinese Taipei was very, very good.
Was it a bit of a surprise?
Yeah, a surprise. Big surprise, I say.
Team USA are relatively newcomers to Tug of War. As a small organization, they only have a total of 200 members at this level, mainly from the Midwest. They've come here to learn, entering teams in 7 out of the 8 weight categories in the championships.
We have 56 members here for this competition, and right now we're in I guess you want to say a learning phase. We have a lot of young people, and our goal was to get them indoctrinated into coming to World Championships. Coming here is a big deal, and you kind of get them hooked after that. So that's what we want.
In the men's 580 kilogram division, the USA were given a hiding by a tough team from England. USA going down in just 8 seconds in the first pull. The second taking a bit longer, England winning in 46 seconds. The drop and drive is the typical way of pulling for both the Swiss and the Swedes. The harder surfaces and conditions meant that they both had to change their tactics.
I think this is, in the moment we are very strong, but the ground is also good for Swiss guys to have for the power, and this is okay now. Yeah. The technique from the Swiss guys are very straight behind, go very fast and quickly on the shoes, on the boots, and I think though this is good ground.
Going for bronze in the final pull in the 580 kilogram senior men category, Switzerland take on Sweden, and it's going to be a tough one. Switzerland won the first pull and once again attack with a massive heave, gaining good ground to hold Sweden. Sweden attempt to fight back, but the Swiss have better rhythm and eventually walk it in 1 minute 34 seconds. In this weight division, Switzerland are placed 3rd, taking the bronze medal. England put up a good fight and take 2nd place with silver. Having beaten England in the final, Netherlands proudly walk off with gold.
We are very strong this tournament. We've got trained very hard, very long, 3-4 times a week, and that for months. And before we want to, this will be our tournament, and so far it's good, it's going well.
At the end of 2 days of tough competition, it's indeed the Netherlands who are crowned world champions. The Tug of War World Championships in South Africa was far more than just an event, and special thanks must go to the National Lottery Distribution Trust Fund for making it possible to host this World Championship event. Once again, competitors were hosted in true South African style and hospitality. For the 1,000 athletes and coaches from 118 teams and 62 clubs that took part in the Open Club Championships, as well as the 600 members that competed in the World Championship event, it was undoubtedly a memorable experience. Full credit must go to the South African Tug of War Federation for hosting this prestigious Jubilee Championship event.